Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Survivor Series review. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I've thought about this video for since Survivor Series finished. I was going to do a video as soon as it finished, but I was so angry and confused that I ended up just going straight to bed. It finished at I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I went to bed and then I had to come back to Southampton and all that kind of stuff. So, the show, right, itself, I'm going to say is about a 7 out of 10, a 7.5 out of 10, right? If the booking was better, this could have been a 9, right? This was a really good pay-per-view. I really enjoyed the wrestling, the action, but the booking was absolutely insane. It was absolutely insane. I can only imagine that they just literally got someone off the street, someone walking past, and they just went, look, we've tried everything. We've tried everything. Do you mind just telling us who should win these matches? Because we've decided to give up. That literally is that's what they must have done. Yes, Survivor Series. Let's get the crowd pumped. What are we going to start with? 6-man Cruiserweight tag match. All right, yeah, I've not seen one of them before, like, every week. What's the point? What's the point? And then straight after that, we get Kane versus Luke Harper. All right, I'm into this. I like Luke Harper. For a big man, he can move. You know, I saw him at House Show, and he was quite engaging. He was flexing his muscles, and, you know, he doesn't really trust Randy Orton, and he's got a little bit about him, you know. He's got a good look. He's got a nice beard. I like him. And he's up against Kane, someone that's been in the business a long, long time, and who is there now to put over younger talent. Kane's time has been and gone. Kane achieved fantastic things. I mean, Hall of Fame career without a doubt. Yeah? But now he should be there to make the young guys that are coming through, that are the future of this company, he should be there to make him look good. Who wins? Kane wins. Kane wins for no reason whatsoever. What are they going to do with Kane now? What are they going to do? I don't understand. Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto. Now, 205 Live is the new Cruiserweight show that is going to be filmed, I believe, before, but I'm hearing it could even be after SmackDown, right? It's going to be live on the network. So, they are going to have to be wherever SmackDown is, okay? So, it makes sense to take them off Raw and put them onto SmackDown, because they're there anyway. So, I didn't hear anyone say or think that Kalisto was going to lose this, right? Everyone thought Kalisto was going to win, and the whole division was going to move over to SmackDown. What's the point? What's the point of even putting that stipulation up if you're not going to pull the trigger on it? And they didn't pull the trigger on it. Brian Kendrick wins, and so it stays on Raw, where it's dying a death, and now the Cruiserweight's going to have to travel over to wherever SmackDown is to do the 205 Live. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And Brian Kendrick, I'm sorry, is dull. I don't find him that entertaining. I would much rather watch Kalisto flipping all over the place with his Selena Del Sol, which is an impressive move. That's more impressive than the captain's hook submission hold that Brian Kendrick's got. Women's match. Nia Jax, absolute monster, unbeaten on the main roster, taps like a little girl, taps away because she's got, found herself in the disarmer. Someone like Nia Jax should not be tapping out to the disarmer. Yeah? Someone like Nia Jax, monster, if she's going to go that way, passes out. Yeah? She doesn't tap. So that's it, Nia Jax has been defeated. So now you don't have the monster that is Nia Jax. I thought the end to this was great. Charlotte and Bayley winning it for Team Raw. Charlotte turning on Bayley. Sets up a future feud. The only problem is that didn't get furthered on Raw. We find out that next week it's going to be Sasha against Charlotte. I'm thinking that Charlotte's going to win that, and then maybe Bayley is waiting for her just a little further down the road. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna hate on that too much. But yeah, I did think it was weird that happened, and then the next night on Raw, they did literally nothing with it. Who jumped Nikki Bella? I fear this could be Eva Marie, just to make a bad situation worse. It could be that Eva Marie's on her way back, so why not? It was that kind of a show. Sami Zayn versus The Miz. Absolutely love Sami Zayn. I'm tired of The Miz winning with heel tactics. He's been doing it for a long, long time, using Maurice one way or another, with her spraying stuff or, causing distractions. What happens? The Miz wins because Maurice rings the bell and Sami looks stupid because he's right there. He can see that The Miz hasn't given up. Yet, because the bell rings, he goes, oh, I must have won. And so starts celebrating. And then The Miz wins. Cheap roll-up. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Miz wins. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just awful. This is awful. Tag teams. This was great. This was awesome, right? Apart from the fact that the New Day, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions, literally on the verge of breaking a really important record, just go out like within a minute. And not to any team as well, to the Usos. Now, my problem with this is that this was a pay-per-view that was Raw against SmackDown, right? So that means that they were always going to get eliminated by a SmackDown team. But the problem with that is that they've gone out to the Usos, and I now want to watch the Usos versus New Day, because after watching Survivor Series, it seems to me like the Usos have found a way of beating New Day, and no one's done that for the titles anyway for 400 odd days. So I want to see the Usos versus New Day for the tag titles, but I can't because they're on two different shows. So what was the point? It just made New Day look weak. I loved the backstage segment between Ellsworth and Strowman. That actually brings me on to the men's match, and I loved Ellsworth getting revenge by clinging onto Strowman and getting Strowman counted out. Strowman was the key to that Raw men's team, and Ellsworth played the biggest part in eliminating him. So yeah, brilliant. And I loved the beat down that he gave to Ellsworth afterwards, because that's what would have happened. But Ellsworth did his job. Ellsworth got rid of the biggest threat, really, on that Raw men's team. Shield reunion spot was amazing. Shane getting knocked out was pretty scary. Wyatt's looking strong, brilliant. The KO Jericho list kind of spot I thought was a lot of fun. Men's match was long, but really good. There was enough in this to make it really entertaining, and I actually don't have a great deal of negative stuff to say. I think that SmackDown deserved to win. I think there was a lot of good spots in this. Ellsworth got his little moment. I loved it. I thought for me this was the tag match was maybe the highlight, but this ran it real close. I really enjoyed it. And that brings me to my main rant. Goldberg versus Brock. What the hell were they thinking? What the hell were they thinking? I don't get it. I've thought about this now for a couple of days, and I can't get my head around it. And I've watched videos. I've had people that have enjoyed it explain why they enjoyed it. I do not get it. Goldberg is not going to stick around for a long time. He can't. Look, he looks like an old man. He's in good shape. Don't get me wrong, right? He's in good shape, but he's showing his age as well. He's nothing compared to Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. These are guys in their absolute prime. These are guys that do this weekly. You've got a guy in Goldberg that's been away for 12 years. And yet he waltzes back in and obliterates the biggest box office attraction that they have. For what? For what purpose? To sell more pay-per-view buys, to sell more network subscriptions for the Royal Rumble. That's very short term, isn't it? It's very short term. You've gone and destroyed your biggest box office attraction for this real short-term game. Because I promise you now, Goldberg is not going to stay this hot. He's not. He's not, because he's dull. He's never put on quality matches. I've never been a Goldberg fan. He never has set a wrestling ring on fire. He comes in, does the business, and he goes, yeah? And maybe they're trying to recapture a degree of that, but he's not going to be able to sustain it for a long period of time. And don't go thinking that he's now turned into some kind of Gran Metalik or Rey Mysterio, and he's got all these flips and tricks up his arsenal. You know, he can't hold a candle to Neville. On that front, he's just going to come in, do the business, and go, yeah, and that's going to get boring real quick. I just don't see it. I don't see why they've sacrificed their biggest box office attraction. And I know you can say that there'll be a rematch at WrestleMania and that people will want to see that, and I get that. But even if Brock wins, I think everyone would expect Brock to win because he's now lost twice to Goldberg. That's going to take away any mystery. I think that it's not going to restore Brock to the level that he was at before because I think he's tarnished now. Just like Ronda Rousey's never going to be as big as she was because she lost. And Brock's lost. And the streak was pointless. You know, Brock was the man that beat The Undertaker's streak. I've been waiting for someone to beat Brock because I wanted to see who could beat the man that beat the streak. Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Any of those would have been fine. Samoa Joe, fine. Nakamura, even better. Goldberg doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's short-term game. Do you know what WWE's saying is then, now, forever? I think they've literally forgotten everything apart from now. It's gone out the window. How are we going to make people talk about Survivor Series? How about Goldberg wins in a squash? Amazing. Let's do it. And then should we get him to come out and say he's going to be in the Royal Rumble because that'll help with the Royal Rumble? Yes. Brilliant. And then should we get the rematch for the two at WrestleMania? Yes, because that'll help sell WrestleMania. Brilliant. Right. What do we do after that? Oh no, yeah, I don't know. Was it shocking? Was it a moment? Is it something we're going to keep talking about? Yeah, it was. And I do enjoy those moments. But this didn't feel right. This was just shocking. Like, you can see my reaction to it. Takes me about... Well, I don't think I ever do talk again, actually. I go to bed after it finishes. And then I get on a train and come back to Southampton. I probably don't talk after that for a good 12 hours. So... that's how shocked I was. I stay silent for like 12 hours after that video finishes. Anyway, that's my feeling on it. The show itself, well worth a watch. Loads of talking points. The action is really strong. But man, the booking was just insane. It was insane. Awesome, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts about Survivor Series. Give the video a like if you liked it. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and drop in the comments what you think about Survivor Series and how you think it's all going to play out. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.